Yo, JD here, Tiro Limits, and today we're going to talk about this monitor.
Yo, JD here, Tiro Limits, and as you can see by the title of this video and probably guess from the intro itself, we're going to be talking about something today that I feel has honestly probably made the biggest difference to me in my performance on this game, or just how I feel, my consistency, everything. It's been a huge factor, and that is the BenQ EX3203R monitor. And first of all, I have to say thank you so much for BenQ for actually sending me this monitor. It was completely unexpected. And I've had BenQ monitors in the past before with 27 inches, which I've been playing on for a good few years now. But this is just something else. And today I'm just going to be talking about my experiences with it, what I feel the benefits are, what the cons are as well, but just how I feel it's really changed how I've been playing Formula 1, which is the game I primarily play, F1 2018, soon to be 19. But it's just been a massive contribution to the recent level that I've been producing when I've been playing the game. And I'm just going to explain every detail of exactly why I feel that is the case. But first of all, let's talk about the actual features of the monitor, the actual statistics, the nerdy features that people will be interested in, and there will be a link in the description down below of everything you want to read about this. But as I said, it's the BenQ X3203R. It's a 31.5 inch size monitor, and for me, the biggest I've had before, as I said, was 27 inches. This, I just feel, is just the absolute perfect size. If I had anything bigger than this, I feel it would just be a little bit too much for me. Considering the distance I sit away from the monitor, I feel it just allows me to just see all of the screen, and just within my peripheral vision as well, I just feel super enclosed within it. The aspect ratio is 16:9, and it's 2K QHD 2560 by 1440 resolution, which is pretty insane. And because of this resolution and playing this on PC as well, where you can use the full force of this monitor, the image quality is just, I never want to go back to a monitor that doesn't have this again. It's just absolutely insane of how crisp the image quality actually is. It's just the best that I've ever encountered, and just a level of detail that I can see, which from playing on Xbox, my old monitors and stuff, and I was actually using a TV for a while, just a normal Samsung TV. It's just crazy of how much more detail you can see. And honestly, I feel that has actually, I think, improved me, because I think my consistency, I can just see every inch of the track where I actually need to be myself. I just have full confidence of where I'm putting my wheels, where you're not really looking at your wheels. It's mainly in your peripheral vision. You're mainly just looking at just the racing line ahead of you. You're not really looking at the outside of your wheel, which we all know the corner cut system is not brilliant, but I just feel so much more immersed with this. And with the 1800R curvature display, this just helps so much. And I've used a couple of curve monitors in the past before, but having this curvature display, I just feel so immersed in the game itself, and I feel like I'm just being wrapped around with this monitor, like I'm in literally in a VR almost scenario of actually having it. I just feel completely enclosed with this monitor. As I said, it's not big enough where it's just a bit daunting and I'd feel like I can't see everything, but it's just for me, it's just the perfect size. I just feel super immersed where the screen is just bending around me. And if you had cockpit cam, I think this helps. I think the good thing about this monitor as well with the curvature, it's a very thin design. It's very easy to have another two monitors each side of it, to have a 3 wide display, which I think maybe for sim racing or iRacing and stuff, that is definitely a must, probably even for F1 as well, especially if using cockpit cam. But for me, just using the normal TV pod, I just feel this is just a brilliant size, and I've never felt so immersed compared to my other monitors where it kind of felt like I was just looking through a window before. But this, it feels like I'm in a room where I've got like almost a 360 kind of feel, VR kind of concept to it. And this has actually got a 144 hertz monitor as well, which obviously an Xbox that is not possible to actually really benefit from. But when I've actually used it on PC, oh god, it is just, you never want to go back. And whenever someone said that to me before, I never knew what they meant, but from using it. Just the image quality is just absolutely brilliant, and again, I really feel that has just helped my performance just massively. I just feel so much more consistent with the immersion, my pace. I just feel so much more confidence in my inputs and everything as well. I just feel so connected to the actual game, and having just that quality produced back to me, I just feel it just feels so much more realistic to me, and having that feeling for myself, it just makes me able to push harder, push to the limits a lot more. It's contributed so much to me. And also with the help with the HDR10 content support, and basically what that does in a nutshell, it really pops the colors at you, really, really deepens the blacks, enhances the blues, just the quality of the color, it just pops out at you so much, like the red and white pieces of the curb and everything, of the grass, everything. I know those are little tiny details, but just having that content support, which a lot of monitors don't have, and I've never had this before with a monitor before this, it is a completely next level. But also another feature, a couple of features I feel are a massive, I think probably the biggest things for me, in fact, is that the BenQ eye care technology. And we all know, playing these games, you can play for hours and hours. League race normally lasts about 2 hours for me when I'm doing online lobbies, when I'm just playing online. Normally we play pretty most of the time over an hour, 2 hours a day when we're actually playing, especially if you're practicing for esports and stuff like that. You could be playing for 5 to 8 hours a day. And with this eye care technology, other monitors I've had before, I used to be really prone to headaches. I used to have bloodshots in my eyes quite a bit, I know. I used to have that quite a bit, but with this, I have not had an issue, and hand on heart, it has made a huge difference to me. I just feel I can just concentrate so much better, and again, I think that's what's really added to my consistency, because I just haven't really felt the physical strain or anything at all. I've just been always just super relaxed, haven't had those headaches, haven't had those eye strains, which I'm definitely prone to myself. Not wearing glasses, but I definitely have eye strains, because being at computer all day for when I do my full-time job and stuff as well, and coming home playing this, your eyes don't really get a rest. But with this inbuilt technology, it's been a game changer for me, and I just feel so much more physically prepared and just mentally prepared when I'm doing races. And I think this monitor is literally just designed for racing, and that's really what the purpose of this product is. It's a gaming monitor. It's built for sim racing itself. Doesn't look like a sim racing monitor, but I love the design of it as well. It's just really sleek, really simplistic, but really, really cool. And yeah, it's a massive difference. And also the final feature I think has made a huge contribution is the brightness intelligence technology. And basically what that is depending on the ambient lighting of the room. So say if it was all dark in my room, it would automatically adjust to actually accommodate the settings of the actual surroundings around it. And I didn't think that would be something I'd ever notice at all, but I quite often have my blind open when I'm doing league racing and stuff as well, so it can fluctuate in the lighting quite a bit, and you really do notice on how much it actually helps. It's a game changer as well, and I just couldn't be happier with this monitor, to be honest. I really, really couldn't. But the pros of this, we'll go over it again after going over the features, is I feel it's the perfect size for me. The image quality is just beyond exceptional. It's just super, super clear, sharp, crisp, and noticeably, as you've seen by my videos recently, which I've had this monitor for about a month and a half now, and this past month and a half, as soon as I put it in, I just felt at one with the game much more, just felt so much more connected, just so much more consistent. Just being able to see every little detail, it makes a big difference. And for some people that may not be the case, but for me, it makes an absolutely massive difference, and has really seriously improved my performance, because I just feel so immersed within the game, whereas before it just was never the case. The color detail is just on a different scale. It makes it feel like you're in a cinema pretty much when you're actually playing it. And some people may not like the colors popping out like extremely like that, but there are many different options on this monitor where you can change the settings and everything. But for me, it just creates just so much more immersion. The curvature of the monitor itself just gives a much more lifelike, more realistic feel, and again, just makes you feel like I'm kind of wrapped within the game itself, rather than sometimes when you have a monitor that's small, where it's not curved, you can really see everything outside of the monitor. But with this, I feel when I'm racing, I feel I only ever see the actual monitor itself. And of course, the eye care and intelligence technology just makes long durations for my league racing, other things I do as well. It's not an issue anymore. It's not an issue where before it was quite a big issue, but now it's just, I just haven't had an issue. And I think you know myself when you watch me on Twitter and stuff as well. I'm a very, very honest person, and honestly, this has made a huge difference to me. And I'm just excited to play this game when I actually use this monitor. But the cons of this monitor, though, which again you can look up this monitor in the description and links down below. I feel the cost is probably a big one first, but I've seen a lot more monitors for a lot more money in this, with probably the same amount of features, if not less features in this. And I think something like this, I think it should be a long-term investment for you, because it is what you're looking into when you're playing the game. It's the first input you're actually looking into when you're playing the game. And I think it's completely worth the money, what you have the features, especially if you're playing on PC where you can really max out the 144 Hz and the resolution. It's, yeah, I think it's completely worth it. But for some people, understandably, maybe not as a first monitor, but if you did have the budget and the funds, I think it's well worth the consideration. Another con I would say is probably the adjustability. I'd say just the way it can go up and down. It hasn't really got a huge range. I don't know exactly what you would say the actual range is, but I'd say the adjustability is not that adjustable. However, it does come pre-assembled when you actually do get the monitor itself. And the final thing I'd say is just the placement of the plugs are very awkward to get into. You really kind of have to actually lift it up yourself and probably turn it on its back to actually plug in the plugs first, like the HDMI and stuff like that, and the power cable and everything like that. A little bit awkward to do that, but again, that's really something that's only going to be a factor when you're actually first setting up the monitor. But apart from that, I think it's an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. And BenQ, been a massive fan of them for a long time, had a couple of their monitors before, and yeah, I think it is an incredible product. So that is just my review on that, and I feel how important it actually has been for me personally. I want to say thank you to BenQ once again for sending me this. It's just massive props, and truly honoured to review this. And again, all the links are now down in the description down below. If you want to ask me anything, I will try and answer them in the comment section. But as always, thank you so much for the support, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.